our orientation week for our students, and we wanted the world to see them at the beginning of this program because by the end of it they will be very different people.
What are your first impressions of this Pilot Masters?
Great question.
It is world first and groundbreaking program.
I felt rather intimidated, to be honest.
Everybody is an expert in such a different field.
It's exciting and a little bit daunting, the scope of the questions that we're looking at.
There is a whole lot of I do not know what I am about to do.
I've been surprised by just how much they're planning to jam into the curriculum.
What ways do you think you'll contribute to this program that you hadn't considered before you arrived?
Oh, this is a really good question.
I've been talking to a few people about how they're a little bit afraid of maths.
And I'm really excited to know that my experience in creative storytelling is actually going to have an application here.
I bring, I think, an understanding of the wider world and relationships and networks.
You've nearly survived week one. What do you think the rest of the year will bring?
Blood, sweat, and maybe some tears.
I think it's going to be exciting.
I'm pretty excited about where it goes next.
I'm just so excited to get started.
It's going to be intense, but I'm actually thinking this is exactly where I want to be.
90% of the world's data has been created in the last 2 years, and we've only acted on 1% of it. Think of the opportunity.
So, the 3 super tools that have already existed.
These stories of the stars and how they connect.
Do is have a record of them moving about in their country.
Over and over again until the operation card tells the printer to print and the bell rings.
So if you acknowledge someone's expertise, it sometimes unlocks your communication.
Go!
So we sort of did a systems map.
Alright, so that's armed and the plane's off. Our nice smooth estimate of our airspeed.
You might just have to be slightly patient.
We should tell you that some of the pills are chocolate.
Can technology teach us what it means to be human? And how do we know if a machine's conscious, and how can we make the world a better place? So
to an app that you would need to download. So
and Kathy will talk more about that off the open weather system.
Could enable a treasure hunt.
Sure, suggest something! Exclamation mark.
How have things changed over the course of this year? How have things changed?
Oh, so many things.
Life has become both more complex and more thoughtful.
Covered immense amounts of material.
Well, we've iterated a lot.
Things changed with the delivery of the courses because of our feedback.
Lots of different ideas, projects, people.
Had a baby, or my partner did.
Had a little baby who's been hanging out at uni with me.
I haven't had a haircut for a few weeks.
I have gained a lot more insight into this crazy AI-enabled world that we're in.
What have I learnt about myself?
I can actually write code.
I love laser cutting.
I have learned things from fields that I thought were closed to me.
The weaving with Auntie Ellen, that was fantastic.
I really love Lynette Walworth's masterclass.
I've learned a lot of approaches from the cohort.
Some of my best ideas come when I'm actually making things.
There is a reward to taking bigger risks.
What has surprised you about how you have contributed to the cohort?
How valuable people thought my background in the public service was.
I brought maybe more passion for wombats than I was originally expecting.
Coming over here, I feel like I'm maybe one of the more right-wing person.
Ended up contributing much more personally on a much more personal scale.
I got noticed for my baking.
You've nearly survived. Oh, that's encouraging. You've nearly survived a whole year. What do you think the future will bring?
Is it okay to say I don't know?
I have no idea.
In long term, I have started thinking about sectors that I wouldn't have thought about earlier.
And at the end of this year, I'm now applying for PhDs.
More opportunities to work both with software and hardware.
More questions and more possibilities, and
But yeah, it's exciting. I'm looking forward to whatever comes, and I'll just have much shorter hair.